Ready? 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? Welcome back to this episode of the Road to Redemption podcast. It is your boy Cam. We are in this bitch. What's up? I feel like we're back I say it all the time, but I mean it more than ever right now. I'm going to try to keep this thing out of the way. We're trying some new stuff with the setup here. I'm going to try to keep everything out of your way, but keep from banging it. First things first. As you see, we've updated, right? How do we do that? Let's thank our sponsors. First things first, MYBOOKIE.ag. Guys, MyBookie is the bomb. I have so much fun over at MyBookie. Last night, Alexander Gustafsson versus, I always fuck his name up. Alex Smith, Joseph Smith, whatever his name is. The Lionheart Smith. I think his name is Joseph Smith. Alexander Gustafsson left his gloves in the ring. I actually bet $100 that Smith would win and that he would win by either submission TKO. So I bet 100 to win 400 because Anthony Joseph, whatever the fuck, Smith, I don't know why I can't remember his name. The guy who beat Alexander Gustafsson was the underdog. So I won pretty good on that, guys. You can bet on any sport as long as they're actively running. When the Derby rolls, you guys can bet on the horses, the ponies. You guys can bet on the NHL. You can bet on NFL, whatever. Then they got politics. So if you go off on the side, you can bet on like what the Kardashians are doing. You can bet on politics. You can bet on, there's like an online casino. So if you like to play the cards or the slots, you can click both of those and play your pennies or whatever they do. I don't know. I don't play slots. I just like betting on fights. So, guys, and there's plenty of stuff coming up. You know, we got the football season just around the corner. So, head over to mybookie.ag. Show them some love. Guys, Busy Baby Mat. Oh, my goodness, I love this thing. The Busy Baby Mat has saved my life on more than one occasion, right? My daughter now, 7, almost 8 months old, is getting to the point where she's throwing everything. It's not even because she likes to throw it. She just does it. It drives me nuts. And when she does it, everything gets dirty because when you're out in public, like at Kroger, and she throws her toy and it lands on the floor, she cannot now have that toy because what are kids going to do? Put it in their mouth. So because the Busy Baby Mat, you can put it on a stand like this, or on a surface like that, and it's got suction cups, so that way when they pull and yank and throw their toys, it's tethered to the Busy Baby Mat, so while you're out, they're not throwing their toys on the floor. It's much more hygienic, obviously, than letting your stuff touch the floor, and it's just cool. You know, they kind of bite on it, they teeth on it. My daughter's teething right now. You know, she's almost 8 months old. She's at that point. She's got two little cute little teeth. And again, she loves her Busy Baby Mat, guys. It's $24.99, but over at Busy Baby Mat, they operate over on Etsy. If you guys use code CAM15, you get 15% off that Busy Baby Mat. It's going to make a perfect baby shower gift. If you just have a niece, nephew, son, daughter, whoever, if you have a baby in your life, I promise you, this thing's so neat because if, say, right, you go out to dinner to Texas Roadhouse and you put the Busy Baby Mat on the surface, say you guys got to run to the store afterwards, you can take the Busy Baby Mat and wrap it around the handle of a grocery cart, and the two suction cups sync up together. So then it's just a sanitary kind of wrap around the handle of the grocery cart, and then your baby, if they put their mouth on, it's not a huge deal. You can still tether the toys to that mat. Guys, it's amazing. Go over, get it. Once you get it, use code CAM15 to save money on it. Then you can go over, leave them an amazing review so you can rant and rave them about them just like I do. Because, guys, for real, they are the bomb. Guys, Strikeforce Energy, we've run with Strikeforce Energy for a very long time. We love them. They've always been the bomb to us. They've always been very nice, and we support everything that they're doing, guys. Go over to Strikeforce Energy. Use code. Right now, I think it's CAM10, CAM20. Yeah, one of them. It'll work. Go over, get Strikeforce Energy. It's a good way to an alternative. I'm not a big Bang fan. I'll drink a Monster occasionally or a Red Bull if I'm on a road trip, but Strikeforce Energy is definitely superior. I feel so much better. There's no calories. You just feel so much better. Plus, they got this new coffee one out. I'm a cold brew fan myself, so that coffee one is for sure in my daily routine now because I'm trying to save money by not going to Dunkin' and shit so much. So Strikeforce Energy, guys, go over there. They keep us fueled up. Use code CAM10 or CAM20, one of those, and you guys will get the benefits of that.
Nutrifit.
Guys,
Nutrifit.
NutriFit offers the highest quality, high-performance natural supplements on the market, with a full line of strategically formulated products designed to boost physical stamina, strength, endurance, recovery, fat loss, and lean muscle. NutriFit has everything you need to take your training and your life to the next level. The best thing, all NutriFit products are sports dietitian approved, free of any banned substances and artificial ingredients, so you can be sure you're fueling your body with the best supplements on the market. You work hard in the gym. Make sure your supplements are doing the same for you. Greatness is earned, and we prove it. You can do an outro, and we can talk about a code. He's setting up a code, 15% off. I think it's going to be Cam15. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The code is Redemption. The code for NutriFit is Redemption. Guys, the owner is a friend of mine, and they're local. If you're in Middle Tennessee, you can go to any Nutrition Factory and pick them up. Shout out Nutrition Factory, Mike and Tyler. You guys, love you guys. Shout out doing your thing. Guys, NutriFit, if they're rocking with Nutrition Factory and we're going to get some samples, I trust these guys. They're friends of mine. Go check them out. At least, hey, if nothing else for right now, check them out. I'll have a testimonial in it here in a week or two. We're going to try some stuff out. So that's new. We got to team up with NutriFit because of mutual friends of ours, and we're definitely appreciative of that. So, guys, we got so much going on in this new episode. I feel like this one, the ads were a little lengthy, but we're going to pull it together real quick. We're going to come back, and we're going to bring a banger of an episode. It's just me by myself, but we do have some amazing guests coming up. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Road to Redemption podcast.
Keep following your life stories and your wonderful pictures, always so artistic, and your motivating life stories. I just love it, love it, love it, love it.
I also think that there should be a road to redemption.
Redemption. We got a redemption here. This is a nice shout out.
What's up, guys? We are back. Hold on. Sorry, I'm not going to touch the mic. I'm not going to adjust it. We're back. Welcome to this episode of the Road to Redemption podcast. Oh, man. It's nice. It's nice to be back here in the studio. We're back here by ourselves. We got no guests this week. We do have some exciting guests coming up. We have Michelle, the Karate Hottie Watterson, coming on the journey to be the first ever mom champ in the UFC. She'll be coming on, I think, next week. And then we've got some, I can't lock in one for sure yet. I know one we can. The strength and conditioning coach for a ton of athletes, not only just UFC athletes, but just a ton of high performance athletes in general. I'm super excited for that. He actually trained the now interim champ Dustin Poirier, Phil Daru. He is incredibly impressive. I cannot wait for that. We got a few more we're trying to lock in. But for today, it's Cam. It's your boy. We're in this bitch. Let's do it. What's been going on with me, man? I have been on a life-changing journey. I've been on a life-changing journey here these past couple weeks. I have just decided in the last week, sorry, I'm adjusting my mic if it sounds crazy in the audio. I apologize. I'm trying to keep this thing way more professional, failing miserably. I've been so fucking spoiled from having Taylor Gentry, shout out Count Drahoon Podcast and Taylor Gentry. I've been just so spoiled having him as my producer on the Andrew Schultz episode, and then the last time I didn't really need one because it was through a Skype call. I apologize for my audio on that. We're growing. We're trying to improve. I've learned where it used to really piss me off when I would have listened back to that interview with Kevin Ross, which I thought was a great interview. If you guys haven't listened to that, go do it, even if you're not a fight fan. I apologize for my audio. I think the issue was my laptop was sitting on this side of the room. I was sitting over here, and we were using the audio from the laptop, so I'm hearing Kevin back. And then when I spoke, my microphone's picking it up, but also my speaker's picking it up. That was the echo. The distance between me and the computer was causing an echo. But hey, that was one of our first ever Skype calls that we actually aired, and it's something we'll grow from, and we'll be doing a Zoom call with Michelle Watterson, so it's good. It's good, man. We learn. Again, I've been learning a lot more about patience. Patience, patience, patience. My whole life. When I do things, you can ask anyone who does business with me. When you approach me with something, whether it be, hey Cam, I have this business idea. Hey, I do. Let me make sure that this is getting turned off. I want to team up, whether it be on social media. I don't care. Whatever somebody wants to do. If you come to me, I don't want to do a plan that's going to be spanned out over a year's time. Call me when you need me. Don't call me and tell me, hey, we're going to do this, but we're going to do it slowly over. No, not interested. When I do things, I want them done now. If we can do them, let's do them now. That is good and that is bad. It's a sense of urgency, but sometimes you miss deals, things happen. I have definitely learned, I don't even know how long it's been since I've sat in the studio by myself, but I've learned that for me, I want everything right quick, right now. Everybody stop what you're doing. Call me back, answer my text. I've learned to sit and breathe for a minute. I've tried to learn now that the best thing I can do for me is focus on what I'm doing, right? So if I accept a project and there's nothing I can do to physically get better for that project at that time, maybe something's on the shelf, something's on the back burner in your life. If there's nothing you can do about that at this moment, right? You've done all the studying you can do. Doing any more may be a detriment. You've done all the physical training you can do. You've stuck to your diet. You've stayed the course, whatever that is, right? If you've gotten to that place where you're just needing results now, patience. I have learned the key in the last 6 months to all the success that I've seen in the last 6 months, and it's one, confidence. You have to fully believe in yourself, guys. If you leave this podcast this week taking anything away from it, I want you to take how powerful it is to believe in yourself. Remember something. And I hate saying things like this because it sounds so corny. It sounds like a motivational poster, right, on the wall. But if there's a person who's out there doing something, that means that it's possible to do. That means that the human body is able to withstand it. That means the human body is able to do it. That means that if you train, now there are genetic differences, there are athletic abilities. If you have the desire to train in something, whether it be a physical training, an academic training, whatever, do that shit. Do that shit. I sat around, and you guys can hit the rewind button on this podcast and listen to it, talking about, yeah, I like striking and this and that and this and that. But in the back of my head, I always had that thing. Yeah, but I really don't like getting punched. I really don't like getting punched in my face. Still pretty true. I mean, I don't think most people like getting punched in the face. But now I went and I called a few friends here in town. And they're very, very talented amateur fighters. One's a pro fighter, but one's an amateur. And he decided to work with me and kind of started a little light sparring. And man, I've been set on fire since that sparring session. I'm tired. I've been pushing my body hard. I've been eating right. I feel better. I feel lighter on my feet. I feel good. Everybody's telling me how much it seems to be progressing through the Instagram. And I'm posting some of the workouts up on YouTube. So for me, that has motivated the shit out of me. When I realized that at 27 years old, I could take up mixed martial arts, and I'm going to start going back to jiu-jitsu. I'm going to try to be there Monday morning. I got something Monday morning, but I'll probably try to be back there Wednesday morning. I got Muay Thai Monday, try to be back at jiu-jitsu on Wednesday. But man, I'm in love with this shit. I've absolutely fallen in love with this shit, and it all started just with the acceptance. Hey, I'm not going to be great at this. I'm not even expecting to be a fighter. I'm not expecting to do anything. My only expectation is to walk in, get better than I was earlier, and then walk out. Then you start having fun with it, and it actually does become a lifestyle, and that's just how you grow. That's how you evolve, and that's kind of what's been happening for me. So anyway, let's talk too about my diet. My diet has been severely improving. I'll tell you one thing I notice. I do intermittent fasting now, so I don't eat between the hours of whatever it is, 9 p.m. and 1 p.m. So I don't eat for quite some time. But when I eat, you can pretty much eat whatever you want. I still try to avoid sugar at all costs. I may have a little here and there. I try to avoid carbs just because I am one person who actually runs better off of fats, like more of a ketogenic type diet, where I run better off of fats than carbs. Carbs make me very sluggish and very lazy right off the rip. So I try to avoid those, especially in the morning and in the late afternoons. But it's been something that I have had to physically and mentally fight through because this intermittent fasting has caused a lot of things. It's caused, some muscle loss. It caused rapid weight loss. I dropped about 30 pounds in a couple of weeks, 4 or 5 weeks. But I went from living a very stagnant lifestyle where I was just sitting around and I wasn't doing a whole lot, and I went from that to training almost every other day, at least, eating healthy and just trying to get up. So today, I got up and I knew last night I wanted to run 1.5 miles. So I was like, all right, well, my wife works all day. I had the baby, and I sat around all day long, and I just felt like shit. You could just tell my blood hadn't really been moving around a whole lot, and I didn't even consider the run for the rest of the day, so I didn't do it. Woke up this morning, I was supposed to have Muay Thai practice and Muay Thai session with one of my trainers, and he called at like 5:30 or at like midnight saying he was sick. So we didn't go, and I was like, all right, well, that's cool. I really wasn't feeling it this morning anyway. I was still going to go, and hopefully I got into it, but I just wasn't feeling it. And I said, you know what, dude, fuck this. Fuck this. I don't feel good, but I need to do something. So I put my shoes on. For the first time, I was like, fuck it, dude, I'm going to go run. My cardio is shit. I threw up in my session the other day because my cardio is bad. If I can get better right now, I'm going to go get fucking better. So I strapped my shoes on, and I fucking just took off. I said, I'm going to do 1.5 miles. Now, before the shoes got put on, my first thought when I thought I should go run, my first thought was the first part of my run, the very first, like within 50 yards of my run, is this big ass hill. You have to get up the hill to start the run. It's just the way where my house is. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, man, fuck that hill. Like, I don't feel like dealing with that shit today. It was destined for me not to train today. My guy called off. I talked myself all the way through that. I put my fucking shoes on. I walk out the door. As soon as my feet hit the ground, I kind of started hopping around, almost like I would before a round of sparring. Kind of hop around. I don't feel bad. Hit the start button, turn on the Joe Rogan motivational thing, and I started running. First couple steps I took, I felt springier than I ever had. My legs felt good. They felt sturdy under me, and I was like, man, fuck, okay. Cool. Now, as I'm starting to realize how good I'm feeling, I notice I'm at the base of this hill. I'm at the bottom of it. And I was like, well, here it comes. This thing's about to fuck me up, and then I'm going to get to the top of the hill and start my run and be ready to quit. And I'll probably make it 1 mile in, maybe 1.25 miles, and I'll call it done. It'll be close enough, right? It's close enough. I got up that hill, and I was like, fuck, I feel pretty good. I hit that straightaway, so I started the run. I got up the hill, breezed right up it. I ran harder. I was trying to work on being explosive when you're tired. So, if there's a hill that's going to cause more work, I want to be explosive up that hill. So that way when I'm tired and I have to throw a really good kick or maybe 2-3 kicks, I can do it. So I tried to fucking run harder up the hill. Got to the top, and now it's a flat ground, right? For a good ways. I mean, I was 50 yards into the run. I'd say 50 and a half yards into the run by the time I got to the peak of the hill. took off running, and I mean, I probably ran for a mile, just flat, just completely flat, really no incline or decline at all, maybe a little decline even. Ran it at like a 9-minute pace, just kind of breezing, feeling amazing. God, I have never felt that good while I ran. I just kind of ran a little freestyle route around my neighborhood, and eventually I was like, all right, I heard the mile quite a few minutes ago. I'm probably coming up on a mile and a half now. I'll figure a way to just end this run. What's a good landmark? I'll find a street sign, a pole, something, and I'll say I'll hit that, and then wherever I am, I'll stop. That'll be a mile and a half. And if it's not, fuck it. I still have to walk home anyway, right? I kept giving myself these little outs, but I noticed that now, for the first time ever, my mind went, oh, there's a big fucking hill right there at the end of your eyesight, almost out of reach of your eyesight, so probably another quarter mile up the road, and then however big the hill actually is. I was like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do it. The top of that hill, that's where I'm going to land. That's where I'm going to stop this fucking run. So on my Instagram, I look at it, and I look at this hill, and I was like, I'm going to record this shit. Whatever it is, good, bad, ugly, whatever, I'm going to fucking record this shit. And then, so I start my ascend up this hill, and I'm going to play it for you guys. I'm going to play the audio for when I started the ascend up the hill, because I thought it was pretty cool. This was completely raw in the moment. This is the first hill. Oh, hold on. Nope, this is the second. Sorry about the breathing.
We're taking this hill, baby.
We're taking this hill, baby.
We're going faster on the hill. Explosive. Look, the arrow's pointing.
Explosive.
Go up. Don't stop.
I'm not running with anybody. Just psycho. Talking to myself.
Keep fucking running.
Keep fucking
Take
running.
that hill. Take it. Third round.
I don't remember this.
Fourth round. Fifth round.
Fourth round.
Sixth
Fifth round.
round.
Sixth, seventh.
Seventh round. Eighth round. Ninth round.
I started screaming the rounds because I threw up in round 4 of my first sparring session at the actual MMA gym. So I thought about that when I was running up the hill. I was like, dude, you were weak in that moment. This is why subconsciously I'm telling you, you need to take this hill. You need to work harder, because do you remember that? You remember how fucking dumb you felt laying there on the floor of a bathroom of an actual MMA gym where these dudes breathe this shit and you're in here throwing up? You remember that? Fucking get up that hill. 4th round, 5th round, 6th round. And I'm imagining getting punched every single 7th round, 8th round, 9th round. Fuck it. Get up that hill. And that's just, that's what the combination of where my life is right now. I think I've got a pretty solid work-life balance. I probably still work too much. But I love what I do in all my aspects of work. I'm now doing some personal training over at Title Boxing Club, so I'll be teaching some classes over there, Clarksville, Tennessee. If you want to come out to Title and take a class by me, it might be a few weeks. I got to get trained up and everything, but I'll be over there. Come see me. Come see us over at Title. I took that. I'm still doing the Revive, still working over at the Cryo. Training hard, man. And really just trying to focus a lot on comedy, too. I'm going to start a new video series here soon called Present Parents, where it's going to be my wife and I in situations where it's kind of funny to be a parent. There are certain days where, especially early in parenting, if your child is... Hold on 1 second. Let me find the button. If your child is having issues... I got stuck because my legs are tired from the run. I got stuck there. If your child is like having issues going to the bathroom, as a parent, it can be very, very exciting after 2 or 3 days to see your kid has taken a shit. That's not uncommon for a parent. And I think turning those into little funny sketches, and we're gonna call it Present Parent. And it's honestly just about parents who are present in the funny shit you have to do when you are a present parent. So that's my idea, and then we're gonna kind of build off of that and go from there. I'm hoping to maybe get up on a stage here soon and do some open mic comic stuff. Nothing crazy, man. Just really trying to be out here doing shit. When I have things that my heart tells me to do. Nothing has rang more true to me as well this week than when your gut tells you to do something, motherfucker, do it. Because also what you tell yourself is super fucking important. My wife and I were talking, right? And I turned around and all of a sudden I had the strong urge to tell my wife, hey, my daughter, my youngest, has been sick. Her older sister got her sick while she was in town. These fucking kids are bacteria baskets. So my youngest is sick now, and I've turned around to tell my wife, because I'd been with my daughter all day. I was gonna say, hey, by the way, Snooks, my daughter, has not thrown up all day. Literally, as I turn around to say, hey, hun, my daughter's mouth opens and but it was because I was about to say it. I was about to go, hon, whatever. And it's because 5 minutes prior to that, her and I were having a conversation about when you say things, you speak them into existence. And I truly do believe that. If you are working hard and you're riding a fine frequency wave where you feel like all your energies are as in the line as they can be. You're trying to be as good of a person as you can. You're taking care of your body. I got my cholesterol down. I'm trying to be a good family person. I'm trying to balance all my shit. I'm trying to just be a good, moral, ethical person and still be successful. I think I'm there, right? So I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm obviously not perfect, but I think I'm managing it well. So I was thinking in that moment, if you are really trying to tighten things down, your last part is for sure what you think about a situation, about yourself. If you start, even for that second, to focus on that one negative thing you don't want to happen, which is what triggered the thought of she hadn't puked all day, is as I was about to come in my office in here and smoke. So I selfishly thought, man, I hope my daughter doesn't get sick, because if she gets sick while I'm in here, I'm going to have to come back out. But I was like, she hasn't gotten sick all day. Turn around, hun. I was like, fuck. Man, really? But it's because I was being selfish. If you take it all, see, that's the thing. You can't stop at it's all about what's in your head. No, you have to go back. What was my intention? My intention was, at that moment, smoking in my office, getting a moment of peace, even though I'd been with my daughter all day, was I had made the selfish decision to hope that would go off without a hitch, more than, I guess, my daughter not getting sick, which naturally, as a father, would never be my first reaction. But when you think about it and you break things down, you can realize what selfishness really does look like and what it really is. And as raw as it is, and what kind of stomach punch that is, to be like, man, I really would think of sitting in here smoking in my office before staring at my daughter, even if to make sure she didn't ever get sick. But that's the kind of hell you put yourself through as a parent. What are we at here? 17 minutes, I think this. Oh no, 28 minutes. We're doing pretty good. I'm gonna probably go ahead and wrap this one up, guys. I hope in all this, you all trust me. When you're laying in bed at night and you're either half asleep or you may even be wide awake, something in your stomach, something in your chest, it's usually in this area, it almost tingles like a butterfly, and then it turns into anxiety, and it goes, holy fuck, what are we doing? This is my life? This is what I'm doing? Oh my God, what the fuck? And you have that for a second. Then you have the next thought. The next thought is what you would be doing if you weren't doing what the fuck you're doing right now. What the fuck are you doing right now? Is that what you're supposed to be doing? Is that what your gut is telling you to be doing? No? Why? Not why and then you give me your excuses. I don't want your excuses. I don't want anyone's. Mine either. I've been really trying hard to kick my shit out. Get my fucking excuses out of the way. No more excuses. The biggest one I hate right now, that I hear the most. School. Oh my God, dude. School. Oh my God. Dude, school. If you knew school, guess what? I hate to say this. I have a few friends that are in the medical field and whatever. I don't have many lawyer friends or whatever where you would actually need a fucking degree. Most of the time, you don't need a degree. If you're going to school for audio engineer, anything on a computer or a technology, you're an idiot. Because there are so many freelance classes you can take for $20-$40 that's not a $60,000 a year degree, or you could watch for free and learn how to do on YouTube like I've done with this entire podcast. The next thought after the anxiety, that picture of you up on the stage singing, the picture of you tilling up a field in your own farm, the picture of you in the corner office doing whatever in the fuck you do, the picture of you owning your own restaurant, the picture of you owning your own clothing brand, podcast, social media channel, travel channel, whatever in the fuck you want to do, do it. Instead of that first thought you just had, which was the reason why you cannot, the next thought, and I'm sorry, I'm probably killing you guys with the audio here. I keep fucking with the mic stand. The next thought you should have, not, because the thought you're going to have once you figure it out, ooh, that's my thing, right? I want to be up on stage singing like Celine Dion. As soon as you realize that, your mind is going to send you a few pictures. It's going to send you a picture of your spouse, your kids, your job, your cars, your house, your bullshit, all your bullshit. Your monthly income to your monthly expenditures that you look at on your bill, and it stresses you out no matter how much money you make or what raise you get, right? It never seems to balance out. It never seems to balance out because life is not going to give you wealth in something you are not destined for. I truly do believe that. You may find wealth. People win the lottery. You may find it. But the universe is not going to grant you lasting wealth that it's not your calling for. You know that. People ask the question all the time. Would you rather get paid $100,000 a year for the rest of your life or get paid $100 million one lump sum? What are most people going to say? Most people are going to say, give me the $100 million one lump sum. I would as well, because I would know how to budget that out. There are some people who would take the $100 million one time and be broke by January. I was that person. I mean, again, I've had candle companies I've started that have failed. I've started one apparel company. I have done a few things that failed. It just so happened that one thing I learned how to do was just admit where I'm not good and try my best, try to get better. But ultimately, at some point, you just have to let people that know how to do the shit. It's not that hard. So for me, guys, that's going to be it. I hope you guys found some sort of motivation in this week. I want to bring you a ton of motivation. I was trying to stay off the phone. I don't want to be on the phone as much anymore. I just want to get to fucking talk to you guys and chat. I want you guys to write into me, so DM me at Cam Williamson Official. I'm not using the Gmail for anything other than business anymore. So at Cam Williamson Official. I'm not even using the Road to Redemption podcast Instagram anymore. Just hit me up at Cam Williamson Official on my Instagram. You guys can DM me whatever you want. Obviously, be appropriate, be professional. And then from this moment forward, I am probably going to talk about MMA. I'll probably talk about what we got coming up. And all that will be sponsored and brought to you by MYBOOKIE. So if you guys want to listen to that, everything going forward right now will be MMA. All right, so coming up June 8th, we have Donald Cowboy Cerrone and Tony Ferguson. I'm super, super excited about that fight. I have no clue who I want to pick. Oh, I know who I want to pick. I want to pick Cowboy. I want to pick Cowboy because I believe, again, call it a dad thing, call it whatever. I think since Cowboy has become... Let me check the goddamn camera again. Sorry, guys. See, that's why I checked it, because I wasn't even recording there. So I want to pick Cowboy Cerrone. I know I do. Now, I will never count Cowboy out. Call it a dad thing. Call it whatever the fuck you want. I think since having danger, Cowboy Cerrone is incredibly dangerous. I think he's focused. I think he's disciplined. Yes, he's out still doing whatever the fuck he's doing, flying kites and jumping snow skis, and I don't know what the fuck he's doing, parasailing, being cowboy. He's out there doing all that shit a week before a fight, but dude, Cowboys, he's about it. He's about it. And his jiu-jitsu game is nasty. His striking game is unreal. His power kick has just crushed the lives of so many fighters. But then you got Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson is, so we can say it now, and I'm not poking fun. I'm not. I have mental health issues. Tony Ferguson is certifiably insane. As a fighter alone, that boy is a savage. I mean, I watched him fight, who was it? Anthony Pettis, when Pettis broke his hand. And then I watched Ferguson fight somebody else, and I can't remember who it was, but oh my God. Tony Ferguson will just take a beating and then give it back to you. He reminds me of a Max Holloway with a Clay Guida, but just I don't really know if I can speak on Tony Ferguson's ground game. I just don't know if I've seen enough of it. Now, I'll make that a point, but holy shit. This is just two monsters. The only thing I worry about is that Cowboy Cerrone is going to be fatigued because he did just fight, a couple weeks ago. 6, 7, 4, 5 weeks ago? I don't remember how long, when he beat Ally Quinta. So, I mean, cool. I mean, Cowboy's been very successful when he fights back-to-back and he stays super active. I mean, nothing wrong with it. If Cowboy thinks he's good, I think he's good. Cowboy, you got me hooked on that fucking Chris Stapleton song that you posted on your Instagram channel. I don't know how you didn't get in trouble for that. My fucking ass would have. But he posted Fire Away with a bunch of clips of him beating Ally Quinta, and it was just, and Alexander. But yeah, so there's that one. We're hoping to have, we should have Michelle Watterson on the show very, very soon. She's got a fight coming up. Who else we got? Let me look real quick. If you guys will give me 2 seconds, I will pull up all the cards we have upcoming, and then we will knock that out. Congratulations to, what is his name? Luis Ruiz. That's the thing. He was such an underdog, I shouldn't even know. Ruiz beat out Anthony Joshua. Beat him in the second round. He was fucking him up. Okay, so Henry Cejudo is fighting Marlon Morales. Here's the thing. I fucking hate Henry Cejudo. I think he's a cocky, arrogant fuck. I don't like anybody who talks about themselves in the third person. I think he's corny as shit. I think he's a great wrestler. I think he can be outstruck. I think this guy, from what I've seen, I've checked a few of his fights for the Morales. I think this is the end of the Cejudo train. I hope the messenger gets quieted this time. He needs to be shut the fuck up again. Remember before Henry Cejudo went on Joe Rogan and nobody knew who the fuck he was? We need to go back to that. Let's go back there when he wrestles and shuts the fuck up in the UFC, please. Because between him and Ben Askren talking to the president of the UFC like he's some sort of asshole the way that they both do, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. And a lot of people talk about, well, you're a Conor fan and you like the shit Conor does. I don't like everything Conor does. I don't like the way he went after Khabib's wife. Khabib's wife had nothing to do with this. His religion had nothing to do with this. Now, Khabib's been caught doing some sketchy shit. So if you get caught doing terrorist type activity, me as a vet, hey, bruh, don't do it. If Conor fucking posts it out because he finds some shit because he's got the money maybe to, that's a dude. I mean, hey, he's helping. But I have no issue with Khabib as of now. I just personally don't really like him as a guy. He's just not my style. But I don't like a lot of the shit that Conor does. And for me, though, to watch Ben Askren and to watch this other motherfucker, what's his name? Henry Cejudo, talk to Dana White like he's just some sort of I just don't like it. And then again, Henry Cejudo talks about himself in the third person. It makes me want to fucking put a hot frying pan just right on the white meat of my ass and just, I can't stand him. He gets on my fucking nerves. Let's move on before I really get upset. So yeah, Henry Cejudo, I hope you get your ass knocked out. Don't care about that. Valentina I can't even say this. Javchenko. Valentina Javchenko versus Jessica Ai. Jessica Ai is a severe underdog. Tony Ferguson, Donald Cowboy Cerrone this Saturday. Donald Cowboy is the underdog in that one, plus 140. Jimmy Rivera, Peter Yan, nobody cares about that one. If you're a fight fan, you know who those guys are, but for the casual listeners, they're not really going to care. This is all the undercard type shit. Trying to find other fights real quick before we go ahead and let you off here, because this is becoming one of the most boring podcasts about fights. There's a few fights in the works, but after this Saturday when Donald, that Cowboy Cerrone and Tony Ferguson, once that plays out, we're going to know more, because you got Dustin Poirier is set to fight Khabib. I think they said September. I think whoever wins this fight between Cowboy and Ferguson will fight Conor. The winner of this plus Conor will be probably, I would say, Tony Ferguson or Cowboy versus Khabib again. And then, whatever. After that, if Khabib and Conor want to run it back either way, or if Conor wins out, I think it ultimately leads to a Conor-Khabib rematch. Conor-Khabib retire. The UFC finds new stars. And for that, that's going to be... Oh, congratulations, Alexander Gustafsson. Gus, dude, great fucking career. Sorry to see it go. Kind of knew it was coming. As soon as the fight was over, while Anthony Smith was talking, you could see Gus start taking his gloves off. I was like, fuck. But, hey, thank you for the rounds, brother. It was unreal. Thank you. So, yeah, that's it, guys. That's the MMA wrap-up show for us right now. And that we're always going to do these when I have a big, long MMA segment I want to talk about or whatever. I'll do them after the podcast, so that way those who care about the fights and whatever, they can watch them. And there was one hell of a knockout in the co-main. I'm not going to search the guys' names. I sent it to everybody I could, and I will talk to you guys later. See ya.